Hello and welcome to the Westveil Archives. My name is Jenna, I am an author-illustrator from Newfoundland, Canada, and this is my booktube/authortube channel. You may also know me from my art channel, Jenna Gets Creative. I've been over there for over 2 years now, and it just recently hit 1K. If you're interested in art, go follow me over there. I am holding a giveaway very soon once that channel has enough watch time for the YouTube Partner Program. Today I'm doing the Nope Trope Tag. This one was created by Zoe's All Booked, and I found it on a blog that I follow called The V Word. I will be tagging some names at the end. If at this point you have already told me when I put the word out asking that you are willing to be tagged, then I am going to tag you at some point. I've been filming a lot of these tags just in 2 different filming sessions, and I'm trying to only tag 4 or 5 people at a time just so it's not overwhelming. So if you haven't been tagged yet and you've given me permission to tag you, your turn is coming. You will be tagged very soon. And I guess that means this is as good a time as any to say if you are willing to be tagged in a book-related tag or a writing-related tag, let me know. Tell me I can tag you. And if you are doing a tag and you're looking for somebody to tag me. I would love to. My condition there is that we can tag each other and that you let me know I've been tagged so I can actually find it and do it. Same goes for required tags to be able to enter a giveaway. If it is book or writing related and you need to tag somebody to enter, tag me. I am willing, as long as I can also tag you. Also, small announcement, I'm not sure what order the rest of these tags I have filmed are going out in, but I have moved my blog off of my shared professional site with my husband to my own book and art publishing blog. The new domain is westveilpublishing.com. If you were already following my blog on rideoutdesignsnl.com, you do need to come over to Westveil Publishing and follow again. I am not publishing on the old domain anymore. That doesn't mean I've gone away, it means I've got a new domain. Question 1. Eavesdropping with miscommunication. Name a book you heard great things about and expected to love, but ended up hating. You're gonna think I'm weird because I am a science fiction and fantasy nerd and I love the Lord of the Rings, but my pick for this is The Hobbit. I have never, in all of my attempts, finished reading The Hobbit. I don't know why. I do like the movies. I know a lot was changed for the movies, but I didn't enjoy reading the book. I've been trying to read the book since I was 12 years old, and now I'm 32, so 2 decades. I can't get through that book. But everybody loves it. Everybody praises it. Number 2, love triangles. Name a series where you can't pick your favorite book. These ones. Robin Hobb's Farseer trilogy and Fitz and the Fool trilogy. These 2 trilogies are the bookends of her greater series, her overall story arc in that world. The Fitz and the Fool has all the same cast as the Farseer trilogy from the beginning. I love these books. I cannot tell you which one out of all of them is my favorite. And I never will. Also, like, high fantasy, yes. But people don't realize that this is also an excellent series for LGBTQIA representation because the Fool, he's pan, he's gender fluid, he probably doesn't even subscribe to identities really, because sometimes he's female characters, sometimes she is Lady Amber or any number of other names. Fitz does not know what to do with her. Fitz loves the Fool, Fitz loves Beloved, but he doesn't know what to do with her, with Lady Amber. It's precious. I love it. And I don't think enough people shout out Robin Hobb's work for the LGBTQIA representation. Number 3. Not like the other girls, / didn't know I was beautiful. Name a book that has a pretty cover, but it's boring as hell. I'm going to talk about another book that I read off of NetGalley. The Wing Feather series by Andrew Peterson is getting a new hardcover run, actually their first hardcover run, and the brand new covers are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The 3rd book, The Monster in the Hollows, is the one that was being offered when I discovered this. It definitely caught my eye. Seemed like a pretty cool middle grade fantasy. I was up for it. I thought, you know what, that's going to be a nice, easy, quick read. Because I'm trying to, I'm still fairly new to NetGalley, so I'm trying to get my numbers up. I did not realize that it's a Christian fiction. which is not a bad thing. I am not the target audience for a middle grade book that is going to beat you over the head with traditional gender roles and have very heavy-handed metaphors for living sinfully. I'm not saying this is bad. I do believe in the Christian God. At this point, I'm more of a Quaker. This book, if I had not checked Goodreads and seen so many reviews that say that this book becomes amazing in the last third, I would have DNF'd it. But I decided to give it a chance and slog through those first about 270 pages would be the first 2/3 of a 400-page book. So much world building that, like, somebody who's jumping into the third book in a series should not be bored. Should be confused. Should not be bored by world building and history. There's a scene where the mother character says, "Okay kids, come listen. Your grandfather's going to tell you what the school system is like in this new place now that we're here because he went here." And the grandfather goes off on this 5-page tangent first about, when I was a pirate. It's not a pirate school. They're not at sea anymore. They've landed on land in a country. Why are we talking about his time as a pirate? The ending is great. It really is. It's a 400-page book that could have been 150 pages. And I did find enough good things to say to write a charitable 3-star review because I am nice and because the ending deserved it. And I will not read the rest of the series. Question 4. All-consuming love. Name a book that gave you a book hangover. 2 books to name here. First, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This is my absolute favorite standalone book ever. You will hear me rave about this book any chance I get. I have reread it so many times, and every time I read it, I cannot read anything else for a few days unless I am diving straight back in. Every time. It never gets old. The other book I wrote down to talk about would be this one, Fire Rose by Mercedes Lackey. I know I've talked about this one on the channel before. I've definitely talked about it in blog posts before, but we're going to talk about it again. I absolutely love Mercedes Lackey for 2 of her series in particular. She's a very prolific author. She's got a lot of series. But one of the 2 that I love is the Elemental Masters series, and it's a series of historical fantasies where the main character is always gifted to some degree in elemental magic. This is not officially part of the Elemental Masters series, but it is the first book she wrote with an elemental magic user as a main character, and basically anywhere you look now for the series, this will be listed as book 0, this will be listed as the one that started it. As you can see from the cover art, it does not say Elemental Masters. This edition was published long before the Elemental Masters series was a thing. This is a very classic, very true Beauty and the Beast retelling, except the Beast is a werewolf and the Beauty is just coming into her magic as a fire elemental mage. It's so well written. I'll admit Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite fairy tale structures anyway. It's certainly my favorite Disney princess movie. And no, it's not Stockholm Syndrome. I'm not saying it's a healthy relationship example, but it's not Stockholm Syndrome. This is so well written. This is probably my absolute favorite Beauty and the Beast retelling I've ever read. Over Beastly? I don't know, I liked Beastly as well, but this is more adult. The epilogue in this teases you. It's Beauty and the Beast, you can't really spoil it. They do have a happily ever after. The ending of this book, it lingers with the characters a little bit. It doesn't just end at happily ever after. We get to see a little bit of what their happily ever after looks like. I'm one of the readers who wants to hang out with the characters. I don't care that the plot is over. And we're teased with it. We have a taste of that hanging out happily ever after, and I want more of that. I want more. I want to stay in this book. Number 5, The Douchebag Boyfriend. Name a book that took a while for you to get into, but you ended up loving it. For this one, I say Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. This is a book that was recommended to me by the fellow my mom was dating at the time, and I was like 11. But I was a very mature 11, and he was very impressed with how much of a very mature 11 I was, and so he would actually talk to me like an adult, which I adored. I was flattered. So when he saw that I had a hand-me-down copy of this book on my shelf, and he found out that I hadn't read it yet, he really urged me to read it. He said he loved it. This was one of the books that made him push through his dyslexia and actually read. So I did. And it's a weird book, guys. I'm not sure if it counts as literary fiction because it's an animal, but it's definitely the domestic story type plot you find in literary fiction. It's a seagull named Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and he's all about finding the joy in life and finding the joy in flying high and free and forever, and he transcends through flying through the skies, and he teaches younger gulls how to love flying through the skies. And somehow it's a charming and inspiring story, but it's weird. It's really weird. And that did not escape me when I was 11. I pushed through it because this person I really respected and wanted to impress at the time recommended it. I do remember enjoying it. I don't know how much of that was genuine enjoyment and how much of that was wanting to enjoy the book I was recommended. I don't think I've answered this question correctly, but that's my answer. Number 6, tell us your favorite or least favorite trope. I'm going to tell you my favorite trope. That would be the misunderstood villain. The villain who's not really a bad guy, they're just the main character and the main character's posse have misunderstood what they're all about and made assumptions about them. I have 2 works in progress on the go in terms of adult level novels. One of them is a science fiction, and I will tell you that one of the major characters is perceived to be a villain by the other 2 characters, and he's not. He's just very reserved and dealing with mental health issues, and because of that he comes off as an asshole. I hope that isn't a huge spoiler for the book when I finally do get it finished and published, but that's how much I love that trope. I have chosen to write it. As I mentioned, I am tagging the people who are willing to be tagged in small groups, so if your name isn't mentioned, maybe I recently tagged you in another one, maybe your name's coming. I will use you. I will probably use you all multiple times until I've got a list way too long to go through. If you're willing to be tagged, let me know. And if you want to tag me, by all means tag me. Just, let me know I've been tagged, and that makes you fair game. I can tag you as well. If I'm tagging you today and you've already done this one, no problem. You don't have to do it again, but maybe let me know so I can go see your answers anyway. Today I am tagging Maria M, Little Reader XOXO, Cat's Book Corner, and Voyage Through Words, possibly Voyage Through Worlds. They've done a creative little brackets thing. I'll probably put the names up on screen so I can communicate that. Anyway, I look forward to seeing what you guys do with it. I will tag everybody on Twitter and or Instagram, wherever I found you, so that you know I have tagged you. Come back and drop a comment when you do it so I can see what you do. I upload here every Saturday and also some Mondays. I'm not sure which day I'm putting this out on, so I don't know when to say I'll see you again, so I'll see you again. Thanks for coming.